We often take the ground beneath our feet for granted. It's just there, solid and unmoving. But did you know that soil, like anything else, has its limits? That's right. Even the ground can only handle so much weight before it gives way. This limit, my friends, is what we call bearing capacity. In simple terms, bearing capacity is the amount of weight soil can support before it starts to sink or collapse. Think of it like this. Imagine balancing a stack of bricks on a sponge. A small stack, no problem. But keep adding more bricks, and eventually the sponge will crumble under the pressure. Understanding bearing capacity is crucial in construction and engineering. Before we erect towering skyscrapers, massive bridges, or even modest homes, we need to know if the ground can actually hold them up. That's where things get really interesting. Now, when engineers talk about bearing capacity, they're usually talking about safe bearing capacity. This isn't some extreme sport where we see how much weight the soil can handle before it's completely crushed. No, we're much smarter than that. Safe bearing capacity is all about, well, safety. It's a more conservative value that takes into account a safety margin. It tells us how much weight the soil can handle without risking any movement or settlement that could damage whatever we build on top. Think of it like the speed limit on a road. Sure, your car might be able to handle going faster, but sticking to the limit keeps everyone safe. Similarly, building within the safe bearing capacity ensures our structures stay put and don't go sinking into the ground. Now, for the more adventurous types, there's something called ultimate bearing capacity. This is the maximum weight the soil can bear before it completely fails. It's like finding out the exact weight that will make our brick-laden sponge finally give way. Knowing the ultimate bearing capacity is important for understanding the absolute limits of the soil. However, in most practical applications, we never want to get even close to this value. Remember, safety first. Imagine building a house right on the edge of a cliff. Sure, it might hold for a while, but any slight disturbance could send it tumbling down. That's why we use the safe bearing capacity to give ourselves a comfortable buffer zone and ensure our structures stay firmly on solid ground. Section 4. Bearing capacity in action. So, where does bearing capacity come into play in the real world? Well, pretty much everywhere. Take a look around you. Every building, every road, every bridge you see has been designed with bearing capacity in mind. Skyscrapers, for example, need incredibly strong foundations to distribute their immense weight over a large area, ensuring the soil below can handle the load. The same goes for bridges, which often have to support the weight of countless cars and trucks. But it's not just about massive structures. Even building a small garden wall requires considering the bearing capacity of the soil. Using the wrong type of foundation or overloading the ground could lead to cracks, leaning, and eventually a collapsed wall. Section 5, in a nutshell. So, there you have it, bearing capacity in a nutshell. It's the hidden force that dictates how we interact with the ground beneath our feet, influencing everything from the skyscrapers that pierce the sky to the very foundations of our homes. By understanding the limits of the ground and designing our structures accordingly, we can ensure that our creations stand the test of time, safely and securely anchored to the earth below. Please subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos on engineering and construction.